one of the tutorials that I have on the forum is how to incorporate a brand new sky into an existing image. And that's just what this member has done. Took an image of a field and brought in a brand new sky from another image. And the tutorial's on the forum, and you might want to look to see how it's done. But you know what? I'm going to show you how to take this even one step further. This particular image lends itself to dramatic lighting because you've got a lot of shadows and highlights in here. So it immediately caught my eye, and I says, oh wow, I could do a lot with this image and to really make it dramatic. And I'm going to show you how we can do that. The first thing I want to do is create an adjustment layer with color balance. Now, when you bring up the color balance dialog box, you'll have three things that you can play around with: the highlights, midtones, and shadows. But just for the sake of time and speed today, I'm just going to play around with the shadows, so give you a general idea about what can be accomplished using this technique. So I'm going to up the reds in here and increase the yellows, just to show you what can be accomplished to add more drama to the sky in this particular image. And that looks good right about there. And if I wanted to, again, I could play around with the highlights and the midtones and really, really tweak this, but we need to get on. Okay, so now you'll say, if your eye is looking the way my eye looks at the image, and it says, oh well, fine and dandy, Bob, but look at the grass. I don't like the way the grass looks. Well, either do I. So what we need to do is make a selection of the grass and bring it up on its own layer. And what we're going to do is go into a quick mask mode, hit the letter Q on your keyboard, and now we're just going to mask in the grassy area that we don't want affected by this color balance adjustment layer. And I hit the letter Q to come back out again, and I need to inverse this selection by holding down Control, Shift, and the letter I. And now, once I've done that, I'm on my original layer. I hit Control J to bring it up on its own layer, and let's see what we got. And we got the grass, just the way we wanted it to. Now we need to bring this layer above the color balance adjustment layer. And now you can see we've got the grass back to its original, right back to where it was originally. But I'm looking at the change in the luminance. It's not quite right. So what I'm going to do is, now listen to me carefully. Hold down your Alt key, and we're going to create an adjustment layer for curves, but we only want to affect the grass. So we need to hold down the Alt key and now hit curves, and it brings up this dialog box that you normally wouldn't see if you weren't holding down the Alt key. Use previous layer. Well, what that'll do is create a clipping mask. So now the only thing that's going to be affected in this layer right here, using the cursor, is the grass layer below. So now we just want to match the luminance a bit. Bring down the shadows here, just to match the luminance, and that looks more gooder to me right there. So I'll just really quick hit OK. Now I can't stress enough that the opacity, when you're using layer mask, opacity gives you that little bit of ability to tweak whatever you want in any of the layers. And that includes the color balance layer too. If we went a little too far, we could always bring it back here. One other thing you might want to consider also is changing the blending mode of the color balance. What would happen, let's say, if we changed it to multiply? well, the sky really dramatically increases, but it's a little too much, so we need to play around with its opacity a little bit, right? Okay, so what happens if I go to the overlay? Overlay looks good too. And we could also go back in and play again with the color balance. Let's bring it all the way up to the blues and see what happens here. It probably, I mean, I'm really taking this to the extreme. See, but you need to know that you can get in there and play around as much as you want to, and really, really dramatically increase the sky and the grass. So let's see what we began with. We began with a really nice image to begin with, but we just really dramatically increased the sky. So Photoshop's all about fun, and that's what you need to do. Go out there and experiment and have some fun.